Hi, I'm Scott Helmers, and today I'm sitting with Chris Roth, fellow Visio MVP, who's going to talk to us about some of the problems you face in creating a diagram when the diagram gets too big to fit on a page. And he's also going to tell us a little bit about background pages, too. So why don't you show us what you have in mind, Chris?
Okay, Scott, let's, first thing, imagine that this flowchart is growing and growing and growing.
Okay.
And I won't do that actually because my mousing is off a little bit today, but imagine we've got 10 shapes and it grows to 20 and it's getting tight on this page. If we happen to have auto size checked,
Okay.
which is the default for flowcharting in Visio 2010,
Okay.
watch what happens as shapes kind of move off the page. You can see there's some sort of preview going on there. And when we let go, Visio has expanded the drawing canvas by discretely by one page, or one page discretely, as it may be. And this works in both directions too, so we can imagine more and more shapes being applied. And as we go down, now we've got a flowchart that spans 4 pages.
Okay.
And it goes on and on and on, so that we can just have some fun with and just keep going in all directions. We'll just leave that there. And we can hit the, hit the fit to page, and you can see that there's some page breaks which you can control through the View tab, page breaks.
Okay, so can you turn those off so I don't have to look at them if I don't want to?
You can turn them off, and you just have sort of an endless canvas that just keeps growing in all directions.
I think in this case it's useful to see them, so let's turn them back on.
What the page breaks do is they tell you that if you print this at 100%, it's going to span 9 sheets of printer paper, and you might be able to piece them together, or if you're happy just holding them in a stack, that's fine too.
Yep.
But it's nice to be able to put this up on the wall, even if you don't have a large format printer.
Okay.
And that's one thing to know about the endless canvas in Visio. And if you don't like that feature, or you don't need it for the particular application, you can just uncheck it, and you can see here now, Visio won't expand as we go.
Okay.
So we'll leave it on this time so you can actually see it shrink back as we put our flowchart.
It works in both directions then, so I can either expand the canvas automatically or have Visio reduce it in size when I no longer need the extra space.
So almost calling it endless canvas does it a disservice because it does more than that. It's a smart canvas.
That's right.
So I put the flowchart back together, and one of my favorite features is the auto line and space, which kind of helps. Oh, it's because I had shape selected. We'll hit it again, and it just, okay. Visio's having fun with me there, but you'll notice that the flowchart's cleaned up again.
All the lines are straight, right angles.
I didn't do a very good job putting it back together. That's why we got this button here to save us the time. So now we've got this flowchart. It's got a need for some sub-processes, so let's add some new pages to Visio. How do you do that? So we need approval on the submit. So it's just a matter of clicking the Insert Page tab right here. And there we go, and I've got 2 new tabs. I can just double click to rename them, so we'll call it Submit. And we'll call this one, what was it? I don't know, Approve, something like that. And maybe Submit should come first. Just simply drag the tab and move it over there.
So I can reorder the pages easily.
Super easy, and I'll just put a start block on here to remind myself that I need to do that flowchart. And my experience with approval processes is they tend to be long and wide, so I'll change the aspect of this page to be landscape, and I do that on the Design tab right here under Page Setup, and I can say Orientation is Landscape. Very easy to configure the page.
Now did that affect just this page or the other pages as well?
Let's go back and see. Submit still portrait, and so is the first page. So now, sometimes it's nice to have some background graphics if we're going to send this to a company report or use it in PowerPoint slides or just make any kind of presentation. So let's go, we're on the Design tab already. Let's go over to the background, drop down, and just put in this nice global background. Now you can see when I click here, I'm not selecting anything because that's on a background. And you'll notice right here there's an italicized page tab. The italics tell us it's a background tab, and that means it can be shared by foreground pages. So let's go back here just to prove that we can click on it. You see some handles. We could add maybe some other.
I could add a company logo or something like that to a background page too.
It's a perfect thing, and because backgrounds can be shared by foregrounds, you only have to do it once. So we'll come back here, and you'll see there's a problem about the sharing because if I go to this page, it doesn't have the background.
Right. So I applied it only to that one page.
So it's an interesting thing. If I'm on a page that has a background and I insert a new page, that new page will get the background as well.
Okay.
But because I created submit beforehand, I've got to do a little bit of extra work. And the easiest way is just to go to the Page tab down here and right-click it and choose Page Setup. And it's staring us right in the face. Note also that you can change the page name right here.
Okay.
But look right here, it says background is none, and it's a drop-down. So let's see what we've got. Well, there we go. Background number.
Yeah.
The background's there. We'll hit OK, and voila, page 1 and page 2 have a background.
Okay. And what about that landscape format page?
That's a good point. Now, you could try to share this background with it, but because the aspect ratio of this page is different than this one, we've got kind of tall versus wide, it's probably better just to add a new background, and Visio will figure out that this one's wide, and it'll create a second background that's horizontally oriented. So we might have to double up on our company logo, but better 2 than 16, or however long our document is.
Absolutely. So I just need a background page for each particular format, an aspect ratio of foreground pages.
Yeah, I'd say that's best.
Great. That sounds like a great overview, Chris. I think that now what our viewers can see is how to take advantage of the infinite canvas and let Visio expand the drawing page or reduce the size of the drawing page automatically, as well as how to apply different orientations to pages and apply backgrounds to pages to make them look more professional and better for the end result. So thank you very much, Chris.
Welcome.